Hello, it's Marion Stewart, and I'm joined today by Lorraine Hegarty, and I'm enormously grateful to Lorraine for coming to tell her story, because she was one of the women that I've helped in the past who was feeling suicidal during her menopause. And she's very kindly agreed, and bravely, I should say, agreed to come and tell us her story. She's a nurse, she's a midwife, and she had an amazing career, but her menopause literally bowled her over. So Lorraine, over to you, and thank you so much for sharing your story. Tell me a bit about what happened, because I'd helped you with your PMS years before, so we knew each other, hadn't I? But it didn't kind of dawn on you to come to me. You went through the regular channels and you went back to your doctor. So tell us what happened.
Well,
How are you feeling as well when you went to your doctor? I mean, why did you go to the doctor in the first place?
Well, I reached out to the doctor because obviously that's the most natural place to go. Being a medical person, that's where you would choose to go to get diagnosed with menopause, because I felt that's what I was going through. The blood test came back that I was perimenopausal, and I was offered HRT, which I attempted to take, but it made me feel quite ill, and I just felt that I didn't really get the support that I really needed from them. And at the time, I also was struggling at work because my work colleagues weren't understanding either of how I was feeling. And at one point, I did get to the degree of suicide. And at this point, I had to look at my career and decide that I no longer wanted to be that midwife, that I needed to leave the NHS and to leave and go and move abroad, which is what I did.
So hang on a minute. Let me just stop you there, because we worked that out during the course of your program, didn't we, that you needed a life change. But let's roll back a bit and talk about the symptoms. You said that you felt suicidal. How did you feel when you woke up in the morning, and what was your mindset?
I felt tired. I felt I didn't have any energy. I felt confused. I felt anxious all the time. Anxiety was massive in me. I didn't feel I wanted to go on anymore. I didn't have a life with my husband. We didn't have a sexual life. I just felt like my life was falling apart.
Right.
I didn't know who I was either. I felt I'd lost myself. There was that feeling of who am I? Who am I?
Right. I totally understand that. And then you came back to see me, and I put you through the program, and you actually got back to feeling better. So do you want to just talk a little bit about that? And then I'd like to focus on what you're doing now in your life, because I'm just really in awe of what you do.
Obviously, with your help and the supplements that I took and the dietary changes that were made, I did feel a lot more energetic. I felt a lot happier. I felt like I'd got my zing back for life. It took a long time for me to find myself, but that was something I had to work on personally. And I think you helped me do that and made me look at where I needed to go and how I needed to build that life for myself. And I managed to do it.
And now you're back. Actually, you're back in the NHS, aren't you? You're back in England.
Yes, yeah, I'm back at NHS. I have the most amazing job. I decided I wasn't going to let the mentors beat me as such, and decided that I would change the way that I saw life. I knew who I was, and I came back really a lot stronger person than the one that left, and also knowing who I was. That was really important, was who I am and how I tick. And I learnt an awful lot about myself during that break that I had.
And now you're able to share your wisdom instead of not being here anymore, because you said to me before we started this interview that if you hadn't had the help, you probably wouldn't have been here.
No, I don't think I would have done. I would have definitely turned to ending my life, and that's really sad to think that I got to that point in my life. I mean, I used to drive along the road when I was working, having thoughts of driving my car off the road because life would be better if I did that, and that's really sad that I got to that stage.
Absolutely.
But I couldn't even if I tried to reach out to people that I worked with, they just couldn't get it or understand where I was coming from.
It is awfully sad, and that's why I wanted to make this film, so that we could actually let other people know that having terrible depression and feeling awfully anxious doesn't have to mean that it's the end of your life. It just very often means you need a refuel. And in your case, the refuel worked really well. And it didn't take that long, did it? How long do you think it was altogether before you started feeling better?
I think initially it happened quite quickly, but you know, there was a lot more work to do than just the dietary and stuff. There was a lot I had to do personally, and that personal journey took a long time. But
Right, but the actual coming back from feeling suicidal to feeling like you were okay again.
yeah, I think that was quite quick. That was quite quick because I had a focus. I think that's what took it away as well. You know, I had that focus of what I was going to do to make things better.
And now you're delivering babies on a regular
Yeah,
basis, which
like
is
that. Yes, and too many through COVID.
amazing. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
menopause is in the past. And now you know how to look after yourself in the long term as well. And I think that's important, isn't it? Because you could be, it makes you more confident.
But it's that as well, but it's also that you can help others. So I often meet colleagues that are suffering, and I often give them your details and say, look, you need to give this lady a ring because she really helped me. And even just to be able to pass that wisdom on to other individuals is quite important.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm so grateful for you telling your story. I'm sure there's going to be more than one person out there, maybe a husband or the woman who's going through it herself. And this is going to really resonate with her and give her hope. So I'm beyond grateful to you. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.